يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه. All praise is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created this entire universe. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls every single atom in this universe. May the choicest blessings and salutations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon Nabiullah, Habibullah, Sarkar Medina, Ruh Hasina, Nabi Kareem, Rauf Rahim, Rahmatan lil Alameen, Sayyidul Mursaleen, Khatam al-Nabiyeen, Imam al-Anbiya, Ahmad Mujtaba, Muhammad Arabi, Muhammadur Rasulullah
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
You know, our Sheikh Munazir Islam, Hazrat Allama Zainul Abtar Sahib Siddiqui taught us. He goes, when Durood is recited, when the name of the Prophet ﷺ is mentioned, these two angels, Kiramun Katibin, they record everything that you do. And Rasulullah ﷺ said, he who hears my name and doesn't recite Durood upon me, is a stingy person. So you don't want Kiramun Katibin recording that you're a stingy person. So whenever you hear the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Imam Jafar al-Sadiq rahmatullah alayhi said, he says, what is the sign of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah? He said, the sign of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, wherever they are, wherever they go, they find specific time to mention durood upon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the automatic reaction of Ummati when he hears my name is sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala were once sat with Rasulullah sallallahu, and the Prophet sallallahu said, whoever reads one durood of salam upon me, he gets the reward of one kirat. And the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala asked, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu, what is one kirat? And the Prophet sallallahu said, one kirat is equivalent to a mountain. Equivalent to a mountain. So whenever we hear the name of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, especially because it's Mazmoon Milad, inshallah, we would like you all to go home with baskets full of sawab, inshallah. So just to put my topic into perspective, very short topic, I just want to give a few examples of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah and the way we envisage Muhammad Arabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Instead of taking the opinion of his opinion, her opinion, you know, we know the Wahhabis say that, you know, to love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is to implement his sunnah. This is what they say. They say, you do what he taught us to do, we follow his sunnah, and that means we love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is incorrect. Following him is a part of love. But following and implementing his sunnah alone can't be love on its own. For example, we've got youngsters on the streets, they follow rappers. You ask the boys, you say, do you love the rappers? They'll probably tell you no. They look up to them, they like to be like them, but it doesn't always mean love. You look in any community in the world, any dictionary in the world, love does not mean to implement someone solely. It can be a part of love, but it can't be love on its own. And the Wahhabis say, you follow Rasulullah, this is enough for us. But unfortunately, we don't accept this opinion. We take the opinion of the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala ajma'in. And the Sahaba were those awliya who were the greatest to ever step foot on this earth. The greatest station of all stations in this dunya belongs to the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala. There was no one above the Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala. And therefore their Aqidah was the best Aqidah because they were the direct shagird of Rasulullah sallallahu. They were the students of Rasulullah sallallahu. So there was nothing above the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala in their lifetime and their example, the way they conducted themselves with Rasulullah, the way they spoke about him, what they seen from him. This was the best example, and this is what we should take as first hand, rather than some sheikh what he said on YouTube. So to provide a practical example, what is Islam? Muhaddithin and Mufassirin, they have agreed upon this definition, and in particular, Imam Jalaluddin Suyuti rahmatullah alayhi said, he says, what is Islam? He says, Islam, الَّذِي يَدُورُ مَا حَوْلَ نَبِيَّ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. He said, Islam is that which revolves around the personality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Islam. Some say the rules of worshipping Allah is Islam. That's a part of Islam. What is Islam? Look at Imam Suyuti rahmatullah alayhi. He said that which revolved around the personality of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is Islam. This is Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Hadith al-Qudsi, كنت كنز محفيا فأحببت أن أعرف فهلكت هلكا. I was a hidden treasure. Before anything was created, Allah said I was a hidden treasure and I desired to be known. So I created creation. Who did Allah create? Janabi Muhammad Rasulullah. Allah loved Rasulullah sallallahu. I don't know his wasila, then we would came. But Allah created. Look at the love between the Lord and Rasulullah sallallahu. And some may say Adam alayhi salam came first. No. Rasulullah sallallahu says in the Quran, Ana awwalul muslimin. I was the first Muslim. And when the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala asked him, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu, when did you know you was a Nabi? Since when did you know you was a Prophet? And this is Sahih Hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu said, Kuntu nabiyyu wa adamu bayn al-ma'i wa teen. I was a Nabi. I knew I was a Nabi even when Adam was between mud and water. In other words, Adam alayhi salam wasn't even created yet and I already knew I was a Nabi then. This is the love and the special relationship between Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Just to give you a few examples of how the Sahaba used to envisage Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. One particular Sahabi, he said, one night I seen Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he said it was dark and there was a full moon. And he said, Wallahi, I looked. And this Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was wearing red clothing. He said, I looked at the moon and then I looked at Rasulullah sallallahu. Then I looked at the moon, then I looked at Rasulullah sallallahu. He said, I kept doing this. And ultimately I came to the conclusion that Rasulullah sallallahu was more radiant and more beautiful than the moon. He was more beautiful than the moon. This was the shan. This is a man looking with his own eyes. We never see Rasulullah sallallahu in that way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all give us ziyarah of Rasulullah sallallahu. But this is from people who've seen the Prophet sallallahu with their own eyes. Look at what they say about him. One man came and he come to shake the hand of Rasulullah sallallahu. He reported from the natural sweat what came from the hand of the Prophet sallallahu. He said, I smelled this ittar for 3 days on my hand. Despite washing my hand, I smelled the ittar of Rasulullah sallallahu for 3 days in a row. And they say this scent was better than any musk sold in the Arabian Peninsula at that time. This was the natural body smell of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Scent, should I say. The Sahaba say, they used to say that at night time, sometimes we would see Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam walking towards us from a distance. And they said, if it was raining, they said, as the water droplets passed the Chehra Anwar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they said they would sparkle and alight as they passed the Chehra Anwar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Nare Takbir,
Allahu Akbar,
Nare Salat,
Ya Rasulullah,
Nare Hadri.
Ya Ali.
The water would sprinkle as they passed the Nuri Chehra Mubarak of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Was he a normal man? Can I ask you, was he a normal man? This isn't a normal man. They all say he was a normal man like us. This isn't a normal man. Look at these Sahaba. These were the most intelligent people in the world. Look at their narrations. You can't ignore these. And they say Rasulullah sallallahu was renowned for having a gap here between his two teeth. And they said whenever Hazur alayhi salatu wasalam would smile, the nur would come from that gap. Because Hazur alayhi salam was nur. قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ وَكِتَابٌ مُبِينٌ. Hazur alayhi salam was Noor. And whilst we're on this topic of Noor, I may as well tell you a hadith. I heard it from Munazir Islam. A very beautiful hadith. It's a Sahih hadith. It's muttafaq alayh in Bukhari and Muslim. You can check this out. One day there was two Sahaba. They were sat with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it became really dark. In those days, they didn't really have street lamps. And those Sahaba, they were worried, how are we going to get home? We can't see anything. All the paths are really dark. So Rasulullah got a piece of a twig, and he rubbed it on his leg like this. And he gave it to them. They said the twig became illuminated with light. And it lighted their pathways ahead of them. And they could see where they were going. Because Rasulullah was Noor, you see. And they walked home, and it lighted their paths. And as they were walking, they went, and they eventually came to a part where they had to separate and go different ways. And the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala decided, what should we do now? Who's going to take the twig with them? So they decided, let's snap the twig in half. You go one way, I'll go one way. And alhamdulillah, when they snapped the twig in half, the Noor was still so much they could still use it to go home. This was the maqam of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What about when the Sahaba spoke to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How would they address him? The Sahaba would say to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, Allah created you free from error. Free from error. And this is also reflected in the Naat by Hazrat Hassan bin Sabit, which is in Sahih Hadith. The Sahaba were the most truthful and accurate people that ever lived. Allah created you free from error. You are sinless. You can make no mistakes. Allah created you this way. If they were wrong, Rasulullah would have said, no, I'm not. But he didn't say this. He accepted this because this was the maqam and shan of Rasulullah. And today they try to implant errors on Rasulullah. They said he made mistakes. He did this, he did that. This is the fitna that we're living in today. They would also address him in different ways. And one of the most common ways the Sahaba would address him, when they sat with him, they would say, Fiddaka abi wa ummi ya Rasulullah sallallahu. What is the most dear thing to every man or woman on this earth is their parents. And they would say, Ya Rasulullah, may my mother and father be sacrificed for you, Ya Rasulullah. So this is how they would approach Rasulullah sallallahu. When they would say with him, this is what they say, they go, may my mother and father be sacrificed for you, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu. And look how much eminence a mother has in Islam, how much respect we must give to our mothers. But this shows the shan of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, best understood by the Sahaba. And when the Sahaba would think they made a mistake or they would want to come to get purified, they would say, Taharni ya Rasulullah. Purify us, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'll give you one or two more examples of the operations of this love in action with the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala. Towards the end of the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I believe, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala was put forward to lead Jama'ah with all the Sahaba behind him. Rasulullah sallallahu was in his chamber, was in his house, because he wasn't well enough to attend for the Salah. And during the Salah, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala was reading the Salah. Hazur alayhi salam would come out from his house. He appeared, and all the Sahaba looked at Rasulullah sallallahu. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu, they were reading namaz. They looked at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu stepped back because he thought maybe Rasulullah sallallahu wants to come and lead the Salah. So he stepped back. And when Rasulullah sallallahu realized that he was disturbing the Salah, he went back into his house. He went back into his home. But the reality was, look at the shan of Rasulullah sallallahu. If any old man came, you couldn't do that. You break your Salah. And the Prophet sallallahu didn't say to them, you've broken your Salah, read it again. No, he let them continue. It means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it principle. When my Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes, whether you're reading namaz, whatever you're doing, you focus on Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You focus on him. That doesn't break your namaz. This is your namaz. You focus on Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this was the shan of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was the high maqam. They try to belittle him today. Say he's an old man, he's just a messenger. He left the Quran, he left the Hadith. This is enough for us. Don't go to Medina, they say all this. But this is the reality of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When it came to hadith ifk, the hadith of alleged adultery, the accusation of adultery against Sayyidina Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Remember this, Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala, they accused her of adultery. It was a false allegation what went on at that time. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stayed silent on this issue, because he knew Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would favor it. Because if he gave judgment on this issue, my wife is innocent, then it would look like, oh, he's just saying that because it's his wife. And the rule in Islam is any judge can't give a decision on something which concerns him. And because it was concerning his wife, Rasulullah stayed silent on this issue. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, later proved in the Quran that Aisha Siddiqa radiallahu ta'ala was in fact innocent, and these false allegations were in fact false. But in the meantime, before this ayat was revealed, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam organized a mahfil. He organized a small group, a mashura, and he invited certain key personnel, key sahaba. Amongst them was the father of Aisha Siddiq, Sayyidina Abu Bakr al-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Amongst them was Sayyidina Umar Farooq Azam radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And he asked Abu Bakr Siddiq, he asked for their mashura, he asked for their opinion. He said, Ya Abu Bakr, what do you think of the opinion that your daughter has committed adultery? Can you imagine the difficulty Abu Bakr Siddiq must have been in? Imagine if someone asks you, do you think your daughter adulterated? Of course you're going to say, she would never do such a thing. I know her. She would never do such a thing. But look at the answer of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala. He was a true ashidana, diwana of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, ra'yuka ra'yi, my opinion is your opinion. My opinion is your opinion. I have no opinion on this. Whatever your opinion is, I accept it. In regards to his own daughter, subhanallah, this was the maqam of Sayyidina Khilafatul Rasul, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala. But for the sake of completeness, I'll tell you what Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala said. When Rasulullah asked him, Ya Umar Farooq, what do you think of this? He said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah has made it haram for a fly to sit on your body. He's made it haram for a fly, because a fly never sat on the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because a fly is dirty in nature, it does dirty things. And if it came on the body of Rasulullah, it would have brought impurity to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look at the relationship Allah has with the Rasul. He's made it haram for flies to sit on his body. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu said, Ya Rasulullah, Allah has made it haram for a fly to sit on your body. He's disassociated this filth from you. How could he associate you with a wife of such a caliber? This is not possible, Ya Rasulullah. It couldn't be that your wife is impure of this nature. This is not possible. And inshallah, this hadith always strikes me. A man came to Rasulullah sallallahu, and this is stated in Bukhari, and he said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu, he said, when will the final hour come? And the Prophet sallallahu said to him, he said, listen, what have you prepared for the final hour? What have you prepared for the day of judgment? And he said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu, I haven't read namaz, I haven't done hajj, I haven't gave charity, I haven't done no good works. But there's one thing I have. There's one thing I have. And Rasulullah sallallahu said, what is it that you have? What is it that you'd like to present on the day of judgment? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I loved you. I loved you.
Narai Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Narai Risalah.
Ya Rasulullah.
Narai Haidri.
Ya Ali.
I loved you, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, Anta ma'aman ahbabta, you will be raised with those whom you love. So if you love the clubbers, you'll be raised with the clubbers. If you love the alcoholics, you'll be raised with the alcoholics. And if you love these mahfil milad, then inshallah you'll be raised like this, in a similar setting like this.
Inshallah.
And if you love Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inshallah you'll be raised with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala heard this hadith, when he heard what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he went, and Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu is the most frequent narrator of hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The most hadith ever came from Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala. He was a direct sahabi of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was an expert muhaddithin. No one could ever beat him, Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala. And look what his opinion was. when he heard this, he said, Inni ahabbi wa rasula wa Abu Bakr wa Umar. He went around the streets of the Arabian Peninsula and he announced, he goes, I love Rasulullah, Abu Bakr, Umar. Everyone knows it. So on the day of judgment, I'll be raised with them. Inshallah, Aziz. I'll be raised with the Rasulullah and his Shaykhain. And Rasulullah sallallahu, he's a Nabi of mankind, but he's also a Nabi of other things. He's also a Nabi of other things. And animals. I remember a Sahih Hadith, Hazur sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, to make the Ahl Bayt happy, Hazrat Imam Hassan, Hazrat Imam Hussain radiyallahu ta'ala, to make them happy, he bought them a donkey. Because when they were young, he bought them a donkey. And they said, whenever this donkey seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would recognize his Nabi and he would begin to dance. Every time he would dance when he seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even he knew that was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even he knew the shan of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in another Sahih Hadith, there was a camel. It was known as a pagal camel. It was a crazy camel. One day he seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he recognized us, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he came and he did sajda to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did sajda to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam came running. The Sahaba radiyallahu ta'ala came running. And they said, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if he can do sajda to you, we want to do sajda to you. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. He's a pagal camel. His mind's not right. His mind doesn't tune to his sharia. That's why he's doing sajda to me. That's why he's doing sajda to me. But in your sharia, you can't do sajda to me. The only being, the only entity you can do sajda to is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In your sharia. And they say, these Wahhabis, they belittle Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The fact is, even stones recognize Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, when I was young, this was even before Alani Nabuwat, before he hit the age of 40. He said, when I would walk in the Arabian Peninsula in Makkah, there was this particular stone. Every time I walked past it, it would say, As-salatu was-salamu alayka, Ya Rasulullah. Even before he announced Nabuwat. And Hazur, this is in Tirmidhi. And Hazur alayhi salatu was-salam said, even if I seen that stone now, I would recognize it.
Subhanallah.
Let me ask you a question. The Wahhabis say he didn't know he was a Nabi till he was 40. The stone knows the Nabi is a Nabi. So do you think the Nabi doesn't know he's a Nabi?
Subhanallah.
If the stone knows it, do you think the Nabi doesn't know it? There's thousands of other examples. I've quoted a few examples to you, a handful. But the fact of the matter is, the Hadith literature is full of thousands of examples like this, thousands and thousands. Please push your children and take them towards Deen Rabbani and Deen Haqq and Deen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and bring them closer to the true Aqidah. All these people are misguiding us, and we're in a sad state of affairs. Inshallah, I'll quote a Shaykh Hazrat Abdul Rahman Jami Rahmatullah alayhi. He quotes a Farsi Shaykh. He was a true Ashitana Diwana of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he says, Husne Yusuf, Damme Isa, Yade Beza Dari, Anche Kuba Hamadaren, Tuni Tanadari. He says the Husn of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, the beauty of the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, when the women of Misr and the women of Egypt, when they seen the beauty of Yusuf alayhi salam, when he passed the chamber, they become mesmerized, they became ecstatic. They became engrossed and lost in the beauty of Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. And they cut their fingers and their hands, they didn't even realize. They didn't even realize. This was the shan of our Nabi Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. Sayyidina Aisha Sadiqa radiyallahu ta'ala mentions a hadith in this regard. This is in Shama'il al-Tirmidhi by Imam Tirmidhi. She says, had those women of Misr, those women of Egypt seen my beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wallahi they would have put out their hearts.
Nare Takbir. Nare Salat. Nare Hadri.
Wallahi they would have cut out their hearts if they seen Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Munazir Islam presented a different hadith which he had taken from another place, and he said they would have cut off their heads if they've seen Rasulullah. They would have become so fana, so ecstatic in the beauty of Rasulullah. Damme Isa, the power of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. The Quran confirms when Isa alayhi salatu wasalam would go to the graveside, or he would go to dead people, he would say, Illa bi-iznillah, raise with the permission of Allah, and the dead people would raise at the hukum of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. So powerful was the instruction of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Such power Allah had given to Isa alayhi salatu wasalam that dead people would wake up on his command. The husn of Yusuf alayhi salam, the power of Isa alayhi salam, these are exalted qualities. These are great qualities. Look what Hazrat Abdul Rahman Jami rahmatullah alayhi further says, and he said, although these are greater qualities, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah has given you all these qualities. If not, He's given you more. If not, He's given you more than this. Inshallah Aziz, I pray that my few words were helpful to you. Inshallah Aziz, please make dua for me and my family. In particular, my honorable father who couldn't make it today. Inshallah Aziz. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept my coming and your coming on the wasila of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagh.
Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illa